Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pimlico Racecourse. Naomi Tucker, joined by Keith Fustel. And Keith, it's already quite busy on the track at present. We got pony racing in full swing.
We've had a lot of action there. We just wrapped up a set of racing. I think we're going to have another race or two here on this afternoon's card, maybe between the first and the second.
We do have the Shetland pony
races.
Yep.
So, yeah, got to love it. And these riders, they're talented. Age, don't even worry about it. The youth, I mean, they are our future, and there's some future stars that are out there on the racetrack this morning, so no doubt about it. We saw the last race. Jock did a good job. The horse was drifting out a little bit, tried to pull a Spicer Cove, straightened it out, and kept on going and won clear. So great job by the rider there. So maybe we'll get a program later, kind of give you a little update on these talented young riders.
Absolutely. Well, this is the perfect way to get experience. You're trying to get your feet wet in the most fun and informal way. I got going in pony racing in the Netherlands, so that's how I fell in love with this sport. So what a terrific event here. I can support it more. Of course, you will be seeing them probably crossing the rider a couple of times, maybe during the morning show as well. We still got more to come as well. But look, we've got 8 races coming up. Let's have a look at the current track conditions. We won't be lining up on the turf today, but we have a main track that is good and still 8 live races coming.
Yeah, I think this track is going to get the fast. I'm sorry, Naomi, you're pretty quick. You're looking at the sunshine. It's a beautiful day here in Baltimore. Temperature 70. I think we might even get a tick higher than that. Just a light breeze. It's a gorgeous day. If you can come out and join us, get out here, catch some of the pony races, catch our live racing action. Yeah, unfortunately, we had to deal with some wacky weather yesterday, some storms rolling in, and even some more rain last night. Thus, we're off the turf this afternoon. But I'm ready. We got a card. We're going to try to make you some money this afternoon.
A couple of fun events coming your way. Let's start with race number 1. It's a maiden $10,000 to $8,000 event. Mile 16 the distance here. And Keith, we used similar horses. You landed on the number 5 Auspicious Lad for trainer Kenny Cox, who was who was stuck wide throughout in that last outing, going the mile 16 at Laurel Park. But he continued to try until it just kind of faded out a little bit. Drops down to the maiden 10 here. I think this is just a much easier group for him.
Yeah, and this horse is kin to some decent runners, as we've got a crazy crowd there. They're loving life back behind me. But no, Auspicious Lad, some decent runners in the family. Things just really haven't panned out. I'm going to give this this runner one more shot. Has positional speed against this group, was against the bias last time out. I think a stalk and pounce kind of trip is in order. I think you've got to use the 2 here. Under Fire for Mary Epler has raced back into shape. I like speed in these type of races. You get these horses, longtime maidens. They don't want to go by anybody. I think Under Fire is going to be the target here this afternoon. And another one, 2 races back at Laurel, was against the grain of the racetrack.
Yeah, I'm throwing a bit of a shot in here with the number 4. Oh boy, for trainer Rob Gammer. Blinkers go on. I looked at his debut race over 6 furlong against maiden 25 types. Bad break from that inside gate. We always know it's tricky for these youngsters to get the job done from that inside gate. Just a bit sluggish off. Never really got involved. Love the class relief here. Love that they put the blinkers on. Taking a shot with a horse that really hasn't been exposed whatsoever yet. That was just not the best of beginning. I'm giving him another chance.
Yeah, Lacosta, he stays. Going to give him one more shot. Oh boy, I like that name. Let's go to the second, Naomi.
Well, race number 2 is also the start of that early pick 4. I know why you wanted to get to that second race, so we can have a look at your ticket in here.
It's a cheapie ticket. It's not too bad. $15 get you started with the 4 and the 11. Thief of Hearts and Flirtatious Lass. I think these 2 go out. It's their own little match race up front if they break cleanly. Race 3, here's where it gets a little dicey. 1, 3, 4, 6, 7. We do have a stat later for Heartspun Reason. Like, not love, anybody kind of in here. So thus we're going to spread. Race 4. Here's the single. I keep trying to beat Mailman's a flyer in for a new barn today. Let's go with Doc Rock. Ran okay. Sneaky good on the turf. Goes dirt here this afternoon. Wrap it up with 3 horses in the 5th. 2, 3, 6. They are the logicals. One of those 3 should get it done. They're not going to be huge prices, but there you go. $15 for the early pick 4.
Yeah, let's talk about race number 2, the opening leg of that early pick 4. 5 furlong sprinting on the main track here. Both you and I looked towards the outside in this spot. Flirtatious Lass, you were mentioning, speed is certainly going to help her, and she is very fast from the gate for trainer Gary Capuano. It's going to be her second start after quite a lengthy break, so I thought it was really, really encouraging the way that she came back. She's from a sprinting family. I think she's just going to absolutely rattle in front.
Gary Cap, he's strong here. Second, second lifetime start, second off of a break, second anything. These horses are going to move up. She's quick. She's going to have to deal with Thief of Hearts, quick to the inside, but I think she's going to be able to prompt the issue. These two should duel and separate themselves from the field. Shorter prices here in race 2. You have anybody upset? Maybe a girl named Jack to come running?
I use a girl named Jack underneath Hugh McMahon. Has been doing pretty decently this meet. A girl named Jack, sporadically campaigned, but comes in here fresh with a couple of decent enough works that kind of caught my eye as well. I think she's got plenty of ability to kind of lay close to perhaps those two speedsters, make a move into it, maybe get second, maybe even get her nose in front on the wire.
Agreed. She's got to get back and prove a little bit. She looks like her form hasn't quite gotten back to where she can really, really ramp it up. So, but I think she's going to have targets up front. It could be a contested pace in here.
Yeah, she just seems to be doing well at home as well for trainer Hugh McMahon. So I'm taking a couple of cues from those morning workouts here.
Okay.
As both you and I also used a 10 underneath sacks for trainer Marius Jr. Look, technically speaking, steps it up in terms of the level, but of course the field she finds in here is a touch smaller, being off the turf. So I think underneath she's one to use, cutting back in distance as well.
Yeah, like the race, she's kind of improved of late. Had a little bit left in the tank. He get ridden out, so had a little bit more to give last time out.
Yeah, and I think she's just a touch better sprinting here, as you saw with that last race. So I think it's a good move for the Saray barn here. As we get going with race number 3, which starts that Rainbow Pick 6 sequence. Now, I know that Calais Francois created a ticket for us. Unfortunately, like we highlighted, a very, very clever bettor took out the pool a couple of days ago for nearly 450 grand. Like, it was an incredible score. I think $479,000. Incredible. Race number 3 kicks it off. She goes 4 deep, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And in race number 4, she keys around 2 horses in there. The number 7, Mailman to Fly, who you mentioned trying to beat here, and your horse, Doc Rock, the number 11 as well. Race number 5, 3 deep, 2, 3, and 6 there. Race number 6, 4 deep in that maiden 40, 1, 9, 11, 13. Race 7, 1, 2, and 6. And then she singles in the nightcap, that maiden claiming event on the number 7 there, which is the outside runner. Color of a Cloud. Look, she's been chasing that way.
Callie,
that's
brave.
A very brave single there. She's making her 32nd lifetime start. Is today going to be her day? I'm going against her. I feel like she has a little bit of seconditis going on. But yeah, gutsy single here from Calais Francois in the nightcap, that maiden time with Color of a Cloud for trainer Kieran McGee. As we get back to race number 3, which starts that Rainbow Pick 6. We do also have a video spotlight in here on Hard Spun Reason, a horse that you and I both think is the one to beat in this spot. Incredibly far back, this 3-year-old was on debut. Did take the shortest way around. You can see him coming up there. Started rolling down the lane in that final 16th. I love the step up in distance here. The way he finished off that race makes me think that this is exactly what Hard Spun Reason wants to do.
Yeah, he came away okay, and then the field just got away from him. It was contested up front, but got a little bit more composed around the turn, able to save ground almost every step of the way. Eased out late to finish up quite well. But here's a staggering stat here for Grand Motion. How about this on the last year on the dirt? 7 for 19, 37%, 14 of 19 in the money, with maidens making their second career start. ROI of 314. This horse is a half to a multiple stakes winner, Majestic Reason. There's some other routers in the family. No speed in debut, but I think might be able to drop and stay close enough against this group. I don't want to take a super short price. That's why I kind of spread in here. There's a couple other ways to look. I think Steady John ran really well. Naomi second out, but we haven't seen this guy since November. The race, the Royal Spy was pretty good, ran a good number there. Free Square, a horse who he was clear of, has come back to run well, won a couple races. Fennec Bentley, though, off a little bit of a break. This horse ran well. We'll see. Steady works into this. Might be a user here for me.
Yeah, I use him underneath, but Hard Spun Reason, like you said, half brother to Grade 3 Barbara Fritchie, winner, Majestic Reason, and Graham Motion. We do say that they tend to fire a little bit sharper on that second career start for the motion bond. Some bonds want to have them hit the board, actually they hit the board quite frequently on their first start. It's just perhaps that winning isn't the entire goal. It's getting them going in their career, getting them a good experience. I feel like Graham Motion excels at at that. And then the second time out, they've got that experience and they're ready to fire. So I agree with you here. I threw in the number 4 as well in this spot. It Beasts. Oh, great name here for trainer Kelly Breen. A small break coming in here, having raced at Gulfstream Park. That's, of course, an angle that we love, right? Horses coming over from those warmer weathers. Has been training up at Monmouth Park as well. But I like Kelly Breen bringing a horse over in here. We knew that he's been doing pretty decently in the past, bringing horses over from his circuit to our circuit. I think It Be So. It's kind of the interesting horse coming in here. We don't really know what we've got with him.
No, Preen's had success coming into Maryland year in and year out. Hasn't run as much lately.
True.
Marquez stays here, stays committed. He was also named on the overnight steady job. Kelly Breen obviously runs a lot more horses. He's ridden up a Jersey for him, I'm sure, in the past. So, yeah, it makes sense in here. Remember, Normandy's a user. Succeed coming back to one of his better races puts him right there. No good last time on that sloppy seal track. Going to be back to a drier surface today. I think his best work is going to be done on the front end because there's not a lot of legit speed, Naomi, in the third race.
I feel like Succeed might just be that lone pacemaker, low draw.
Yeah.
You know that Angel Cruz is going to send him to the lead and not waste any energy, kind of letting him glide up, have that rail, and even move out if necessary.
I like it when riders stay on a horse after they've been buried, right? Buried 20 and 3/4 lengths, and you stay with them. That's a wake-up call for me. I like that.
Yeah, I threw him in underneath as well. Race number 4 is a maiden claiming 32,000 event, 5 furlongs the distance here on the main track. Like I said, we won't be racing on the turf today. And Keith, we use similar horses, just slightly different order in here. You landed on number 11, Doc Rock, for trainer Dale Bennett. Look, I looked at what he did last time. I'd say treat this as a first-time starter. Good works coming into that first race, but bad break, steady traffic. Nothing really went right for him.
No, that was an okay field though, and showed speed. Moved up into like between horses 3 or 4 wide. Really got in some. I called it a jackpot here on my notes. A lot of trouble into the turn and around the turn.
Yeah.
What I liked was this horse regrouped, dropped inside. Don't worry about the running line, 7th beat and 6th and some change. This horse was giving good effort to the wire. I know the speed is there. We've got a favorite. Mailman's a Flyer is going to be what, 3 to 5 probably in here when you're looking at it, maybe 2 to 5. I've got to go outside. This horse has some speed. Has shown it. I think he's going to bring it on the dirt today. Gets the jump on the favorite.
Yeah, I'm still chasing Melman's a Flyer. Okay. I've been chasing him for a little bit. I keep going. I think he's going to get a good sort of stalking position in here. And look, it is a smaller field than what he went up in the last couple of times. I think this might just be the spot here first via the claim for trainer Norman Cash. Average stats for that run for that barn. But look, this runner on the go back has figures that could run circles around this field. So I have to have him on top. Did use the number 1 underneath though. Was a coupled entry before the last sip. Won't be lining up here for trainer Michael Merriman. Is a first-time starter. Frog Prince for Imagining. Look, Imagining perhaps not the best with their firsts, but I like the fact that they kept this runner in. They scratched the other entry. I kind of like the other entry more. That's one of those angles that sometimes we use, right? They leave one of the entries in. Looking at the work tab, seems that there's been plenty of works that have gone into this 3-year-old. I'm hoping he can make a dent here.
And he had a horse underneath it all that was scratched today. I thought was going to run, that ran well on Preakness weekend. Imaginings don't win a lot first time out. He's like 3%, 4%, but half to some really good horses. There's a good family here underneath it for Frog Prince. 5 winning siblings. Would not really kind of dismiss here. Because you're going to have a favorite I think is vulnerable. Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
I have him underneath to possibly grab a share of it as well. And then we already discussed the other 2 in here that are a bit of a player. You throw in the 6th though really briefly as well. Surprise Hello. Do you think with the difference in terms of equipment here, the blinkers go on. We have a first-time gelding. Hasn't shown that much yet. A touch bit of speed at the beginning, but nothing. Yeah, just we both threw him in here as possibly those equipment change making a change here.
Just maybe help boost the triple. I mean, it's really going to have to improve, just to say the gelding factor and everything like that going along. Maybe a little shot to catch third.
Remain with us for this brief message. We'll be right back.
Shaman Ghost is there too. Bronx is going to have to work for it. It's going to be a photo finish, and it's going to be won by Shaman Ghost.
Shaman Ghost out towards the middle of the track. It's Shaman Ghost, an overwhelming force.
Shaman Ghost takes the Queen's Plate.
Pimlico Racecourse was on race number 5. 8 live races coming your way. We do have a late pick 4 that starts in this race, and I do believe that Tim Tulloch, who will be joining me this afternoon, created a ticket for us. Look at that ticket. He singles on the Wolfman in here. I know that he's your top pick as well.
Yep.
And then in race number 6, he goes 2 deep using the 1 pursuing pace as well as the number 9 further towards the outside, which is, if I get to my notes here, Giordani for trainer James Sibeli. Love that. Race 7, he goes all great feature race that we have there. Nice. Wide open field. And then in the nightcap, he uses the 2 and the 7 for a $12 flat late pick 4 ticket. I like it. This is, it's hard to single in the first race, but when you see an opportunity, you have to take it. Let's talk about race number 5. Right. We'll start with your top selection, who is the Wolfman. Look, he drops back down to a level that he's been very competitive at. He's won at allowance level before. Went on the turf last time out. That didn't work out for him here. Look, this is a spot that he can certainly get the job done. I think he's very live in here, but I was trying to see if I could use some other horses underneath, and unfortunately, I do land on number 2, Picture, as being the speed of the speed, steep drop. Vulnerable, though?
Yeah, I believe so. He's going to have to break a little bit better. Draws towards the inside again, and Rockefeller's is ramping up to very good, his top form. He will dog you every step of the way, will Rockefeller. So if the 2 is not on his game out of the gate, he's going to be hounded by Rockefeller. So I think it sets up for the Wolfman. I think that the 2 and the 6 do engage each other somewhere around the turn, and Wolfman back quick. It gives me a little saying, okay, this horse nothing took out of him last time out in that turf race. 4 deep, shifted, and that's it. Just dropped back, really didn't run that much. Should be fresh, ready to fire right back here on a short rest. Wolfman stalks and pounces.
See, I wondered if the 6 Rockefeller really wanted to take up that fight with Picture. I think it depends on the break. I think if Picture doesn't break, then definitely go. But of course, Horacio Caramanos is going to kind of spot and see what he can do from that outside gate. I thought if there is a scenario that Picture actually gets loose, I think it's going to be very tough. So I'm kind of envisioning that in my mind. But even so, the Wolfman can kind of lay behind them and make a move into it. Both you and I also used the number 1. Should have had it underneath Mary Saray Jr. Look, I like this horse from coming off the pace. I think he's really been trending in the right direction, especially Mary Saray second after the claim here. We know that he does well with those types. And last time out, not disgraced at all. I thought that was quite a hefty pace for the level.
Yeah, it's still, though. I mean, you're looking maybe a little drop would be the case. This is a little bit of a reach for him. He's going to have to improve 3 or 4 lengths at least to get up to beat these, but possibly to fill out. If that really spirited duel develops, could launch in there at a price to run 3rd or 4th. I just can't see him 1st or 2nd.
Well, we'll see how things unfold in race number 5. Race number 6 is another maiden claiming event, 32,000, a mile and 16 on the main track. The distance here, and as we do have a couple of scratches, just make note that we are racing on the main track, so put in the scratches there. But let's start with the horse that we do have a video spotlight on. That video spotlight is on the turf, but I do wanted to highlight it here. The number 13, Ripken, of course, owned by Sal Sinatra, our former president of the Maryland Jockey Club, and he kind of sat comfy in the pocket that day, I thought, and started to really roll down to the wire. I did think that perhaps the turf enhances his ability to make up ground belatedly, but I also think that we finally starting to see the real Ripken, the real potential.
Yeah, no, this horse got a great trip by Karamanos this afternoon. Really liked him in this spot. Just a tough beat. Gets beat in neck, works up to the outside, and looks like right here. Stone cold winner, right? Gonna win it. Gonna win it. No, just can't quite get it done. Gets hooked from the inside, but battles back here just to miss. Second time here for Damon. The horse has a fig back in debut on the dirt that puts him there. This is a kind of a goofy race for me. The way you come off the turf with all these scratches. Nobody with legit dirt form. But that 59 kind of sticks out. You think he can kind of get back to that here for Damon de la Devico. I take a little shot with the 14 Syncopated. Imagining, so we talked about, don't win a lot early, first time out, but our 13% going long on the main track. Let's see. You've got a half sis. It's a 2-time winner on the dirt. Another one debut. I think this horse is okay stretching out. Maybe it's a little bit of a reach going right out to the distance second time out. But from kind of trying to scramble and find some dirt form, this one works for me.
I had him on and off, but my first note was imagining going along on the main track suits just fine. But yeah, this is just an interesting field. I was trying to come up with a couple of horses that might get the job done. I think Espresso Lungo has gone along on the turf and on the main track. kind of needs to get back to some of the form he's shown in the past, but I don't know. I was just taking a flyer here with a horse that perhaps can get balled close to the pace here and see it out. So just a couple of price users in here for me as well. I think the number 6 is interesting. Dynamite Duke, excuse me, for trainer Jose Corrales, has run on the main track in the past, now with a different trainer in Jose Corrales. So interesting field. I'm not gonna lie. This was kind of like, okay, let's have a whole new look at this field now that the whole complexion has changed.
This is a race where you could certainly hit the all button if you can afford it. If you've got a horse or two that you really like surrounding this race, I advise highly to spread in here.
Yeah, race number 7 is our feature race. It's a 3 other than optional claiming event. And look, we're going to have a favorite in going to the lead. You and I are both on board with him. I love him because, one, he's on the outside. He's flexible. He doesn't actually need the lead, as his name might suggest. And what you see there is exactly what I was describing. You have a loose leader in Nottoway. Going to the lead, the only one in the entire field giving him chase, reels in that foe and really fights for it.
Damien's got this guy right now. The blinkers have gone on. He's improved. A little bit of an excuse to race is back. This was really good. Nottoway's really fast, and he was fresh, and he got out there and opened up a clear lead, but Caramano's never panicked, and going to lead is finishing. The blinkers have got him focused. He's bringing a finish the last quarter of a mile. He catches a field here, so he should be perfectly positioned with a good break, either to go right to the front or sit just off of it. I like the way he's finishing up his races.
And this is a move that he's pulled before with success, just sitting behind a speedster and then overtaking sort of in the final 16, basically, in the final furlong. So I love him to do something similar here. Both of you and I use the number 4 as well, still having fun for trainer Jamie Ness. I just think that he didn't want to go the mile last time out. If he returns to his form from before that, a win and a third 2 starts back at that 2 other than level, I think he's going to be in business here.
This horse is a horse that showed a ton of talent going back. He's now 7. He jumps up and runs his race. Sure, he beats this field, but he catches a tough group. They're going to go with Barbosa, so I like the move there for the jock. So he's going to be involved with the flow, I think. I don't know, but Ness is going so good. I'm going to have to use this horse in my exactas. He's in charge. Second time gelding here from the rail for Kelly Breen. This horse, look, 4 for 10, 40% winning. I think this is another one, positional speed. You're talking second time gelding. This horse just has to hold form. Somewhere close to what he did in his last is going to put him right there in the picture.
Yeah, I had some interest in the 5 as well. Eastern Bay, just a veteran campaigner. Look, this race, you can make a case for every single runner in here, and I had to whittle down, but I love Eastern Bay with a possible pace developing in here, which I think it will, going 6 furlongs. He's just a tough out-and-out campaigner that rolls, especially as long as there's an honest flow for him to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. He's always, he used to always move up on that off track. It's going to be a fast track when we get to race 7. But, yeah, just see, second time off of Claudio. Can he kind of ramp it back up? Because he's going to have to against this group.
Yeah, and the nightcap is a maiden claiming $10,000 to $8,000 event, mile and 16 at the victory. Here we do have a video spotlight on Divine Victory, the number 2 for trainer Charles Fruck, who you and I landed on as our top choice in here because he ends up being outbroken on his debut, going along there speed-wise. Plenty of work to do, but I love how Xavier Perez just kind of stays patient, gets her to start targeting runners slowly but surely. They are getting to Hudson Canyon via the inside, Hudson Canyon being the front runner there. The two kind of like battle it out, and in the end she just lost, but she was really fighting it. Look at that there, just a battle.
Really good effort here in debut, and then just kind of reached too far with an excuse against Maiden Special Weight Company. Comes back to a fast track. That was an off track last time out. Able to handle the distance. Yeah, you've got Color of a Cloud that's 0 for 31. Divine Victory 0 for 2. I'll take a shot with a horse that just, shows that like she might be able to move up just a little bit more. And that debut was encouraging enough for me. Who bet the Frocks horse yesterday? Pit stop, man. At 15 to 1 on the morning line, went off 7 to 5. That was terrible by me. What an awful line. Good Lord.
Look, I like the front runner in here for sure.
But man, they brought the money. Everything from Carroll County came out and bet that horse yesterday, I guess.
Well, when you see that happening, you know that you want to pay attention, right?
Yeah.
You know when all of a sudden the money starts pouring. I just remember, what was it, Baby Yoda for the Frogs a very, very long time ago. I think it was debuting at the Maiden 10 level as well. And I quickly put a couple bucks on him at the time, and it worked out all right. And now, of course, with Bill Mott. But let's talk really briefly about Color of a Cloud, making her 30 seconds start. 5-year-old mare has run 10 seconds. I'm not entirely sure she really wants to win, but she's certainly going to run with them.
No doubt. Cleaner break coming off of the sprints, and you're looking at the rest of the field. Nobody really wants to be close. Should be within reach all the way around. Does she really want to win? That's going to be
That's the question.
It's the $1 million question.
I would love to see her get it done here in the nightcap on her 32nd
Wow.
career star. Let's get going with lightning round. I know we've just recovered from the Preakness Stakes. We do have the Turf Festival coming up. 3 stakes races feature. I don't know if we could get the board, guys. This is for the summer meet. Of course, also looking forward to the summer meet. We'll be starting this Friday back at Laurel Park, 12:40 p.m. post. We've got 3 days. But yeah, we do have stakes races returning as well. So that's something to look forward to. And yeah, we also have live racing on Memorial Day coming up, May the 30th. Oh, there we are. Stormy Blues, Old Brandy, and the Fine Stakes as well. $250,000 in purses. But look, Memorial Day is quite the tradition, right, to have racing?
Absolutely. Year in and year out. Be out here on Monday for an 8-race card. Absolutely.
Can't wait. And look, we have to mention that there is one trainer in particular that is on quite the hot streak. Ricky Silliman, 11 starters, 7 winners, which is absolutely incredible, including a double yesterday with Emphasize and Jimmy the Kid. Jimmy the Kid is what we're seeing here. It just seems like me trying to bet against him, which I tried yesterday, really does not work out at all. So whenever he's got a horse entered, I can tell you he's very live.
Absolutely. Spent some time down at Tampa, right? The horses have come up, and they're rolling right along. Ricky's been around here a long time, put a lot of time, blood, sweat, and tears into this game. As we said before, played a good third base for Marty McGee's softball team. You know, I don't know if he might have gone errorless all season, you know, back there in the 80s. But he was tough. But, man, he's bringing it right now as a trainer, winning races left and right.
And this is tough because we have a couple of trainers that have been doing very, very well since arriving here at Pimlico. So Ricky Silliman with the barn scoring at that kind of clip. We're going to keep our eye on him and want to give him credit as well. Of course, congratulations to him and the team and all the owners. As we conclude the morning show, I'll be back later this afternoon with Tim Tulloch as well as Callie Francois. Do you have a bit of company here on the set, guys?
Yeah, I think Joe Pogue. Hey, Joe. How you doing, brother?
Well, good luck, everyone. We're going to send it upwards to Dave Rodman for scratches and changes.
All right, everybody. Good luck.